Hi everybody, so this was supposed to be a live video, but because technology isn't my friend, we are going to be doing this in an actual disc video, and just follow along with me, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me, email me, anything like that. So today what we're going to be doing is known as a money piece, or kind of what is more like a highlight in the front, and it's really popular right now, really trending, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So I went ahead and pre-sectioned my doll head. So what I did was clipped all this out of my way in the back. And then I have these small sections in the front. So for each of my sections, I have about the tip of the comb, or about 1 inch in width. In here to here in one section. And then one right on top of the radio plate from here to here. And then my non-dominant side from here to here. So as usual, what we're going to do is we're going to start our dominant side. I am right-handed, so I'm going to start on my right side. So I'm going to go ahead and take this section out. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and just comb this out just to make sure it's not all crazy when I go in to actually part out and do my sections. So first what I'm going to do is take about 1/8 inch. And I'm just going to do it diagonal forward, just so that way I make sure that's facing away from the face. That way when it's kind of like a face framing situation where it's going to angle backwards and push away, where I don't want to have it diagonal back because then it's going to be looking like it's going forward. Okay, so once I get my section nice and clean like I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and, just so this doesn't look like crazy town, just go ahead and comb that. Clip it up out of my way. And now for my section here, just because usually in the hairline, especially in these points, when we first start in our highlights, we like to just go ahead and weave that, so that way it's not a harsh look or band of color right in there. So instead of sectioning it and skimming off, I'm just going to go ahead and weave this whole section. Go ahead and drop this down. Now I'm going to go ahead and back comb the section just to give me a nice little cushion or buffer area. I'm just going to go towards my ends here. Let's go 1, 2. Now I have my nice little buffer. I'm going to take my foil. Place it right here. And then I'm going to place my thumb right below where my back combing piece is. I'm going to go ahead and load my tint brush up, and I'm going to just scrape the excess side off so that way I have a nice little clean area to work with. I'm just going to go right in the middle here, just to make sure that it sticks. So once I have it nice and saturated, I can go ahead and use my hand as a little tabletop. Make sure that we're good and saturated. So the heavier the saturation, the more levels of lift you're going to get. The lighter saturation, the less levels you're going to get. So after I've kind of saturated my ends, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work my way up and just push up against, not all the way through. I don't need to just glob it on. I'm just going to go ahead and work my way up. And I don't want to touch the stuff that I back combed just because I don't want a little stripy town zebra effect. So once I have that nice and saturated, go ahead and fold, and as with our hairline or anything like that, we're going to go ahead and lock those foils, just so that way it doesn't slide and be all crazy. So go over, smooth, tap tap. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this where I lay this under. Tap, tap, tap. Now I'm going to come back in, take another 1/8 inch section, drop that. My diagonal forward section. So I'm going to go ahead and weave this again. I'm going to go down, pinch my ends. I'm going to take my comb. 1, 2. Place my foil, pinching it right below my back comb piece. That getting saturated, I'm just gonna shimmy my way up there. Not going past that little line, just because lightener has a tendency to swell and we don't want spotty spots. All technical terms used, by the way. Tap, tap, tap. Pressy press. Lock. Go ahead and tap that a little bit, but don't tap your back comb section. So now we locked our first 2 foils, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to start taking, still taking our 8 inch section, but now instead of weaving, I'm just going to go ahead and back comb this whole section. So again, 1, 2. Now for this, I'm just going to place some foil. They're nice and saturated. So for these, after you lock your first 2, you don't need to lock your other ones. You just need to make sure that your foils look nice and neat, and that way you're actually able to go back and then saturate after you complete your section, just to make sure it's nice and even. Here. So I hope all of you are staying safe in this quarantine, this shelter in place. We miss you guys a lot. And we're doing a whole bunch of stuff here and creating so much great online content for all of you. But honestly, it'd be better just to see you guys and do it with you. But we want you to stay safe and be safe. my next foil. So what's great about this foil placement is that it frames the face a little bit and just gives some more light and dimension in the front. And maybe you don't have to do as much work to give more of a highlighted, sun-kissed look, just depending on how much backcomb you use, how much lightener you want, and how many levels you actually get to. So I'm taking my last little section on this side. And just going in, a nice little cushion. Placing my finger. Then after I complete this side, now we're going to move to our